Hey guys, Shift 838 here. I've been working on getting GCC for the TMS9900 installed on the PC so I can actually work on programming for the TI994A. And like many of us, we've ran into a lot of problems getting it to work. Well, so I decided that once I got it to work, I was going to get it to work repetitively and just make a script, which I have done. So it's a single script that just needs to be downloaded, executed. It pulls everything, and you don't need to do anything after that besides go and have fun trying to code. So this has been tested on WSL, which is the Windows Subsystem for Linux, with Ubuntu 24.04 installed. It has also been tested on real Linux boxes with Ubuntu 20 and version 24 as well. It should work with Debian as well, but I haven't tested it that far yet. So I wanted to show you in a quick video on how it works and describe in the background what it's doing. That way you know, and you know the differences. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm currently in PowerShell. It's typically where I like to be, uh, just simply because I can issue a lot of different commands that the standard command.exe will not take. Um, but if you're like me, I have multiple versions of WSL installed. I have the standard default. Then I have what I wanted to do for this video, which was a clean install. So it's just a bare install. There's nothing else to be done besides go get my script and run it. So if you have multiple versions like I do, then you'll have to execute it and launch the particular version you want to launch. If you just have a one instance of WSL installed, then you can just type WSL. It'll launch the default instance. But for this case, I'm going to show everyone to how to get your list of WSL instances as well as version. So WSL-L-V will show you. The asterisk shows the default. If I just type in WSL, this is the one that will actually be shown. But the one I want is this one because that's my clean one. That's the one that I just deployed. The only thing I've done to it is I've added a username because when you have multiple instances and you import the root FS, then and you log in for the first time, you actually log in as root. We don't want to run this as root. We want to run it as a user with sudo privileges. That way it can do all the installs it needs to do, but also it puts everything in your home directory. And that's what we want. I've already gone through and done that. If anyone doesn't know how to do that and they would like to know, just message me. I'll actually show you the commands. It's only like 3 commands you have to do, 3 or 4 commands, and then relaunch your WSL instance, and you'll be logged in as your user account. So let's go ahead and launch it. So we're going to type WSL-D. And we're going to put in the actual name of the instance that we want to run. This will start it all up, and I'm in. As you can see over here, it shows you I'm logged in as my user account. If it says root here, then you're logged in as root. Like I said, we don't want to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my home directory. You can always check your home if you really want to. That's my home directory. So that's where everything's going to get installed. The next thing I want to do is I want to go over here and get this wget command. This command will actually pull down my install script. Now, we're not going to grant this install script execute permissions, so you don't have to run it as you, basically. So it's just it's one less command, you know. So what I'm going to do is do bash. When you issue a bash, it automatically runs the script with execute command no matter what. Let me go ahead and show you it's actually there first. There it is. Bash. You can do /, and then you can start typing and press tab, and it will automatically fill for you. Now, if I had multiple ones that had the same install, it would kind of balk at it until I got to a point that it wasn't the same. If that makes sense. So we're going to go ahead and execute this now, and then I'll talk through what it's actually doing in the background. It'll probably go a lot faster than I can talk, but I will bring up some key points you need to know. It's going to ask for your password since you have sudo privileges. And now what it's doing is actually installing all the prerequisites. It's downloading the various bin utility files, things like that. It's going to patch your bin utilities. It's going to download the actual GCC 4.4.0 and the patch. It's also going to build it because it's not built. So it's going to build it. It's going to install the patch for the TMS9900 areas. It's also going to build all the bin utilities, you know, the bin utils, the ELF to EA5, the EA5 split, the ELF to cart. Now, as you see this thing flying through, you may see some highlighted text. Those are just warnings or alerts like you're seeing them now. Don't panic. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Doesn't break anything. The other thing it will do is it's going to clone Tercy's latest libti99 all library, which makes coding for the TI a lot easier when using GCC. It's also going to clone my version of Jedi Matt's memtest repository. And the reason I say my version, I've taken it from his version, you know, basically forked it, but I've modified it with Gary Opa's help. I've modified a section where it detects, of course, our new 838 mega RAM card from 512K up to 2 megabyte. It also will now detect and test accurately up to a 32 megabyte SAMS card. What I've also done is I've broke it apart in modules. So a lot of the memory test things it does, the different memory cards that it finds, things like that, I've actually broken apart into separate modules and made it where it's compatible to be compiled with the libti99 all library from Tercy. I've done all this, you know, just to help make it a little easier to manage for me, because that's just the way I am as far as coding. I like things in modules. That way, if I'm changing one thing and that breaks, I know it's that module. It's not something else I may have accidentally messed up in the main file. So another thing it's going to do after it downloads all this, the patch will go through, or not the patch, the shell script will go through and look at the makefile.ti99 because it has to compile Tercy's library because it's not compiled. So it has to compile it so you could get the libti99.a file and get that copied over into the main directory. That's what makes all the magic happen and allows you to be able to call all these functions from Tercy's library. That's almost done, not quite, but it's getting there. I'm also going to provide instructions, of course, on how to build the memtest project of mine. It's real simple. You go to it. There's nothing you got to do after this. Go to it and just type make, and it's going to make it. Now, one thing I do want to stress is that most all distributions of Linux already come with some version of GCC installed. Well, Tercy's libti99 all requires GCC 4.4.0, which is what this script does. All the distributions that already have GCC installed are going to have a much newer version. Like I checked mine, it actually has version 13. install. So it's done. This tells you the GCC version that installed because I actually queried it. Now the big difference is the GCC names have changed, for 4.4.0, right? And what has changed about it is that typically it would just be GCC, right? Well, because if you type GCC right now, well, before I do any of that, let me show you right here. It says this is a post install right here. You need to reload your environment variables because they're not reloaded right now. So even if you tried to go in and make something, it wouldn't know where to go to look for anything. So type in source ~/ period -rc. That right there has reloaded the environment variables, so it knows where to go for for all the libraries and things like that now, because it's inside your path. So as I was saying, if I type just GCC right now, I'm sorry, GCC-V for version. Say this shows you current GCC version 13.30. That will not work. Not for this. Not to work with this library. So this library was designed for 4.4.0 GCC. And that's where these names come in. These names here, see would say unknown, ELF, GCC, that's the actual real names. So as you can do a list directory, you can see where they're all at. This is where the actual GCC and all of its subfiles and child files reside. Then you go to binary. And as you can see, this is where all the executables are. See, there's that TMS9900 unknown ELF GCC right there. So now it's all there. We've reloaded our environment variables. It's ready to go. So we're going to go to home. We're going to go to my project directory for the mem test, right? Now, as you can see, there is no, don't really like that. Move that out of the way so you don't see it. So you can see all down here, the expansion memory test binary is not there, right? And I'm going to show you the make file that it has to do. But remember, Linux is case sensitive, not like Windows. So these are the actual binary files that we just mentioned. This is actually tells you it's in your home directory in the libti99 all. That's where it's going to reside, right? Then up here you can see this is the binary it's going to actually compile in. Now this is my work folder, right? So let's exit out of this. I didn't make any changes. If I actually go to Mount C, users, shift, work, right? That's this directory up here, and you'll be able to see it. So these three are the folders up here, and then you have all of these. So you got 10 there, and there. That's all of them, right? If I delete these, you will see that they go away. They're no longer there. So that's the folder we're working with. The reason I'm showing you this is so when I bring up Classic 99 and load the actual binary that I'm getting ready to compile, you'll see it works. Now, I compile mine a little different than, I don't use like the ELF Descartes program, things like that, and I'll show you. Whoop, wrong. So So all these are different type of, compile commands. I've got all my object files listed that I'm using, right? My flags for the cartridge space, things like that. Scratch pad. Okay, instead of using the ELF to EA5 or ELF to cart program, this is all I really have to do. I just truncate it to 8192 and it works great. That's just my preference of what I do. But I just wanted to show that to you. So now we're going to go ahead and issue the make command. We are inside the project directory. It goes through, does everything it needs to do. It tells you right here that it has created the binary, truncated it to 8192, and it's ready for an emulator or to burn to an EPROM. Now, once you do the make command, a lot more files pop up. You get a lot of object files that you didn't have before, right? As you can see, there they are. This is the file that I have truncated, right? So we're going to copy that. We're going to copy it to that work directory. Mount C, users, shift, work. You're going to see it pop up in that top window. There it is. So now we're going to run Classic 99 so I can show you that it works. Expand this a little bigger so everyone can see it. We're going to go cartridge, user, open. Now, C, user, shift, work, right? C, user, shift, work. There it is, right here. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to go to options just to show you a few things. So no SAM support, so it will only detect 32K. We're just going to do quick checks. And it works. Next option, we're going to change it to say 250. We'll do 256. That's fine. Quick check again. Now it will say SAMs that are detected, and it will show 256K. Take it all the way to 32 megabyte. It will do the same thing. The more RAM you have, typically a little longer it takes to finish detecting it, because it actually has to detect it and calculate how much RAM it has. So there it is, 32 megs right there. I can boost it so it goes a little faster for y'all. So you can actually see it actually runs. It'll go for a while because it's 32 megs. But that's what I want to show everyone. Please feel free to go out and download this and use this, and hopefully we see a lot more new programmers. Thanks again for listening and watching. And if you have any questions, please feel free to actually contact me, and I will be happy to answer whatever I can. Thanks again.